starting. From pole position, we have Alex Turato of Team Suzuki. Bolek Bassi starting from P2. Let's see who can take the ascendancy down into turn 1, Nick.
Yeah, good start for both drivers. Bolek Bassi looking like he's going round the outside, but probably not going to gain anything. It's sort of understeering at mid-corner, so that's given Turato the high ground going into turn 2. Not really challenged, so a good start from him in P1. But yeah, just using the rest of this lap as a test session as he gets ready for the relay race.
Yep, so it's just a case of cruising it home now for Turato as he rounds Sterling's and heads down into Clearways and the Clark curve. This will be a 1-0 victory for John Alesi, Team Suzuki, and Turato, his first race, first win, 100% win record. First matchup out of the way. Now let's head off to the second one between Koke Lopez and Cesare Penco. Let's get ready for this race to be underway, and a lot of wheel spin for the BMW, same to the Suzuki.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in turn 1. I'm looking forward to getting on board with Penco into turn 2 as we ride on board with him now. Not a bad start from him, and Lopez getting the job done out of turn 1.
Yeah, so it initially looked like a bit of wheel spin there for Lopez, but then Penco also had a bit of a tricky start to the second phase of that, so it allowed Lopez to, I guess, stretch away. But now we're going to see the run down into Hawthorne Bend, and there's a lot of slipstream that goes on here. Unfortunately for the John Alesi Esports Team Suzuki team, they were unable to be close enough to really capitalize on that.
Yeah, Lopez really now under pressure, actually, you know, a slight mistake, and Penco's going to be there.
No.
Oh, Penco's lost it on mid-corner of Sheen Curve, which is a big shame for him. Carried a little bit too much in, and it's probably cold tyres as well, which is not helpful. So Penco now 5 seconds or nearly 6 seconds off the lead, so it's given Lopez a lot of breathing room. Big shame there.
Yeah, but it is Lopez who comes across the line and takes this race for BMW. From pole position, we have Kevin Siggy and Giovanni De Salvo, both of the heavyweights on their respective teams, saving the best till last. We are underway here in Brands Hatch.
Great start from both drivers. De Salvo on the outside straight away. Can he hang it around the outside? He does! Wow, I haven't seen that yet. I have not seen that. Wow, what a start. That's exactly what he wanted. I've never seen that on this game. Using these cars, and especially this weekend, so fantastic start for De Salvo there. Good exit, don't get on that curb, it's very, very brutal. But yeah, it looks like he's got it done, even though Siggy is only 2/10 back.
Oh man, that's so close. We cross the line. De Salvo wins on circuits. Siggy comes home very closely there in P2. I swear, if De Salvo gets a penalty here, I'm going to be protesting that myself.
Well, I'm afraid, Ben, you'll need to head straight over to have it out with our stewards. De Salvo picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits, handing the championship point to BMW Motorsport.
We have Alex Turato starting from pole position for Team Suzuki, and we are underway, Nick.
Yeah, great start for both drivers. Siggy not really going to gain anything going into Paddock Hill, so it looks like Turato's got the job done into Druids, but it's only the start of the first lap, but so far so good for Team Suzuki.
Certainly is. Kevin Siggy looking to put that pressure on, running wide there at Graham Hill Bend. So hopefully we don't see another stewards inquiry there. I'm still fuming from the last race.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I'm not very happy about what happened there to De Salvo in the last race. Yeah, it was a very disappointing scenario or situation that happened. But anyway, moving on to this race, it looks like Turato's doing a fantastic job on his first lap.
It's about a 30-second transition time, getting one driver in, getting another one out. That's how long they'll be stationary for in the pit lane. And so it's, you get a little bit of time, but overall not too much. So you've got to be in a rush once you do come into that pit lane to exit the game quickly.
Yeah, and here it's really, really important. Make sure you get the car stopped in time. Oh, as I said, You know, before, the chicane is really vital. If you make a mistake, you could potentially end up in the wall there. And Siggy's gained a lot of time on entry to the pit lane, so he's got to get the job done, he's got to get the car stopped, and now they have to get off the server as fast as possible.
Thankfully, we are a little bit forgiving here, as we can see BMW literally jumping Team Suzuki in the pit lane through Bolek Bassi.
Wow, there you go. So, we have a change for the lead. So, Bolek Bassi coming out the winner there. So I'm sure the guys at BMW will be super, super happy with that because it's so difficult to pass, we've noticed in these cars at this circuit. So you've got Penko going down the outside into Hawthorns. It's probably the wrong side to go. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, just didn't make it. But yeah, really, really interesting for both drivers. Oh, good exit, and he sort of lost it. Oh!
It's a bit of a half spin. It's one of those awkward ones.
Yeah, that's why I said he sort of lost it. Continue to get the job done. Heading into clearways for the last time, final time. No further mistakes needed, and BMW take a great relay race win.
Certainly is. That is a nice composed drive right from all three of their drivers there, and they'll be very happy to go 2-0 up into the team race. We have Giovanni De Salvo leading us off here for Team Suzuki. We are underway here in Brands Hatch, Nick.
Yeah, great start there from De Salvo. You can see Penko getting right in there from P4, following the drivers up into Druids, and De Salvo getting the job done into Druids, which is a great start from him. Penko just about hanging on in P4 there.
Yep, great start from him there. We're riding on board with Penko. A little bit of a mistake there on exit, and that's going to invite, it is Penko who's going to go around the outside here into Surtees.
Yeah, so that's Bolek Bassi getting it all wrong outside of a Graham Hill bend, which allowed Penko to get down the outside of him, but yeah, unfortunately in the wrong position for Penko to be able to capitalize on it.
Yep, so no mistakes so far, no major mistakes that send people spinning off into the infield here in Brands Hatch, so we've got a relatively close affair so far in this team race. This is a straight up sprint race, 14 laps, go your hardest and see who comes out on top at the end of the day.
As we ride on board with Siggy.
Yep, very close between these two guys. There's a bit of a breakaway group starting to emerge with the top two, and then it's Bolek Bassi holding down the firm in P3, some 3 seconds back. And then you've got Penko right up his rear wing as they head into the final corner. No, this is actually the onboard battle we're seeing for the lead here between Siggy and De Salvo.
9,000ths of each other there on that lap, which is incredible time. And to be doing it consistently, De Salvo locking up a little bit. You know, their sort of ties are going off now towards the end of the race. But so far so good for De Salvo, but any slight mistake and Siggy's going to be pouncing.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but once again we have some investigations by the stewards. Their words, not mine. He is being investigated for multiple track violations.
Ooh.
So
that sounds pretty serious.
That doesn't sound good for our race leader.
And this is for De Salvo, is it? Wow.
For De Salvo, yeah.
Oh.
Not again.
Well, I mean, if it's multiple track violations, it seems a lot more of a bigger deal.
It could just be minor ones, but still, having multiple being the asterisk there is not a good sign as we head on to this last lap.
Look, these drivers are now doing a 1:09 consistently, which is hell of a pace. But yeah, what a shame if it turns out that De Salvo loses this race win. It'll be his second win of the day that is stripped from him. So yeah, he's definitely going to be licking his wounds after that one. So Siggy's just got to keep himself relaxed as it's the final lap now, and we go into Hawthorns for the final time.
Yep, so as things stand at the moment, it is ascendancy for Team Suzuki, 14-12 in their favour, but a 3-second time penalty or more for De Salvo could completely change that. So let's wait and see what the stewards have to say after this race, but it seems like it's going to be as you were for the rest of the field. Penko was getting pretty close there to Bolek Bassi on this last lap, but it looks like that has fizzled out.
And it looks like De Salvo is going to win this one on track. Siggy P2, and Torato has actually taken Lopez on the final lap to take P5.
So more points in the way of Team Suzuki, with the penalty looming over De Salvo's head. Let's throw back to Rachel and see what the aftermath of this team race is.
I'm afraid to say, gents, that the aftermath is brutal, and it is Esports Suzuki that suffer at the hands of our ever-vigilant stewards.